Today we're going to do our legend tier list for season 11, how the legends play out on the new map, what's good for ranked, what's good for pubs, and what's good for comp. Let us begin. Let's start with Bloodhound, first character. He's pretty damn solid. New map. He's one of like only 3 characters that gets massive movement speed boost. Bloodhound, Octane, and Bangalore. Octane's received a whole host of nerfs recently, so Bloodhound's sitting very pretty. He's been very strong for ages now. Still very strong. Let's place Bloodhound somewhere in our tier list. Honestly, he has a lot of utility. He's very strong. His movement speed, his scans are super useful, though I would say they're less useful on this new map than what they were on World's Edge and KC. Those maps have a lot more, for starters, they're smaller. You can scan a lot larger portion of the POIs, because I feel like the POIs are smaller on the other maps too. Whereas on this new map, the POIs are often quite spread out. Bloodhound is, I would say, less powerful than World's Edge than when he's played on World's Edge, but he's still super strong. So for Bloodhound, I think he's in comfortable A tier. For pubs, for ranked, for comp, I think he's A across the board. Yeah, I think that's a comfortable A. For me, that's a comfy A. All right, next legend, we have Gibby. Exceptionally useful. Just about any map, but this map, he's insane for this map. There's so much open space. His ult provides a massive amount of zoning. He's tanky. He's got gun shield. He has excellent poke because of his gun shield. And there's a lot of times where you'll be shot when you're out in open space with like cover not particularly close. Gibby is your counter to that. Gibby Dome. So powerful, so strong. So an easy S tier for me, especially on this map. He is so good on this map. Gibby, ranked and comp, definitely S tier. For pubs, if you're soloing pubs, you're probably not going to be looking to help your team that much. He's probably like a B for pubs, but overall, he's definitely an S. All right, next legend is a Lifeline. Unchanged since the last season. I haven't seen many Lifelines in ranked or in pubs this season, and her power, it's not great. If she still had a res shield on this map, it would be so handy because it's kind of acts like you just point it towards the enemy and it almost acts like a Gibby bubble in its protective way. But she doesn't have a res shield anymore. All she really offers to the team, a bit of extra loot every now and then, some heals. She's just not that useful. I feel she's not that useful. The way she would fit into the meta would be, she's just whatever for pubs. She's probably like C tier for everything. For comp, she'd be D tier or E tier. Lifeline, probably C. She's not terrible. She's not D tier. She's not bad. She's just not good. She's just comfortably below average. Next, we have Parthy. Huge mobility, offers a lot of verticality. There's quite a bit of verticality on the new map. Offers faster rotations with his zipline. He has a lot of escapability with his Q. Can quickly get to height with his Q. Can get his whole team to height or with a fast rotate with the zip. He can do beacon scan. I would say Parthy is more useful on this map than what he is on World's Edge, but he's still not insane. He's not S tier. He's not a must-have. He's not a must-pick. Honestly, like on World's Edge, I'd give Parthy a B. But on this map, he's hovering between like B and A tier. For competitive, don't think he offers enough in like packed lobbies over the other legends, so I'd probably put him in C-ish for comp. But for ranked and pubs, I'm going to chuck him in A tier. I actually think he's really useful. All right, next we have Wraith. Wraith's power is increased indirectly due to the Octane nerf. Wraith and Octane compete kind of for that high mobility, the ability to swing, peek, and then if you're in trouble, you get out, you know? They both compete for that slot. The character that is trying to create openings for their team. Very solid, very strong pick. Not required. She's not like that insane that it's like a must-have. Everyone loves Wraith. Pubs, S. Ranked and comp, A or S. They're really close. I think we just put her in S. She's super useful. I'll explain in a moment, but she's not really a direct competitor to Ashe. I would not say that Ashe is really competing for that same sort of... We'll talk about Ashe when we get there, but yeah. Next, we have Bangalore. Bang's power has also increased on this map due to the like massive amount of large open spaces. Her smoke creating that lock LOS visibility. Huge. Ultimate is still pretty meh. It always has been pretty meh. It can stuff you up just as much as it can stuff up another team. So overall, Bang's really strong. Bangalore's smokes provide insane cover. For pubs and ranked, I'm going to say probably a comfortable A tier for ranked and pubs. She's a really good pick. If you're trying to find a legend to enjoy at the moment, you're not really liking the new character Ashe, give Bang a try. Yeah. 100%. But for comp, she is better on this map than World's Edge, but even then, like, I don't think she's good enough. Where do I place them if I say they're A tier in pubs and ranked, but they're C tier in comp? But yeah, like I said, for comp, you're not going to pick her, I don't think. There's better options. A huge thing with Bang is the speed boost. Her speed boost is so handy. Like I said earlier, the only 3 speed boost legends are Bloodhound and his ult, Octane with his Q, and Bangalore when she is shot at. And her speed boost is massive. It gets you out of tight situations so much. Honestly, the thing that makes Bang so good are her her speed boost and her smokes, and that's why she's A for pubs and rank. Next we have the big boy Caustic. He is less effective on this map than World's Edge. There's more buildings to play around, that kind of thing on World's Edge. There's more tight spaces. There's less chokes on World's Edge, which leads to more players funneling through those chokes, which increases Caustic's power. Because there's so many rock walls and mountains in the new map, there's millions of chokes, and they're often quite wide and large. Caustic's power is reduced. Overall, pubs B, ranked B, comp BA. Hard to say. Probably A for comp, but I'm gonna give him a B overall. Next we have Mirage, one of my favorite characters. Love his personality, but he's not very strong. Doesn't bring much to the team. His Q's lots of fun to use, but you know, it doesn't do much at all. Yes, you're gonna boozle some people sometimes. His ultimate is also It really is just across the board. Nothing's really changed between this map and last map. The only thing he brings to the team is his invis res. So as much as I love, I'm gonna have to put him in D tier. He's just not good. He can be fun to play. In pubs, honestly, I'd chuck him up in B. He's a B for pubs. But for comp and ranked, he's D. He's just not it, dude. He's just not it. Next, we have Octane, one of my most played legends. Last season and probably the season before. Everyone's been loving Octane for 5 or 6 seasons since his buffs. He's been insane. He's been extremely powerful. He had almost no health cost to a massive speed boost. His pad used to send you for miles. But now after all the nerfs, he's got the pad nerf to distance and height. Then he got a pad nerf that drastically increases its audio, which was very much needed. So I was glad to see that. He got his health regen nerf from 1.5 a second to 1 a second. He got his Q nerfed a while back. So it chunks more health. So Octane is in he's not insane and he's not underpowered. He's in a pretty good state. He was too strong. I would place the big boy. Pubs, A or S. Ranked, A. Comp, A or B. I'm going to give him a fat A. He's fast, he's fun, nerfed a lot, but he's still super viable, still super useful. You just have to be more picky when you use your Q. All right, next we have Watson. Now, I haven't actually really played much of Watson since her massive amount of changes. Her fences are stronger. Her ult is in a better by design than what it used to be. The ult shield regen is pretty damn useful, even though it's limited to 250 shields. It's quite useful. Overall, massive increase in power. Overall, massive increase in power for Watson. I'll show you where I would have placed her. Previously, for ages now, she would definitely be a comfortable D tier. Maybe even E tier if I had it here. Pretty hopeless. But now with all the power buff for pubs, C or B. For ranked, B-ish. Probably B for ranked. And for comp, I don't really know for comp with Watson yet. I haven't seen her played on this new map. I can't really picture how she's going to fit into the meta and comp. My thoughts at this stage are probably a better Caustic now. She eats nades. She provides regen. Think she may be A for comp because there's a lot of open spaces in the map. Your team might have to take a really disadvantageous position a lot of the time, and that could just be behind a rock, right? But if you can chuck a Watson ult down and some fences, you can really fortify that rock. You can stop nades from coming in. You can prevent bum rushes from other teams. I'm going to give her an A for comp, a B for ranked, and pubs. B-A for ranked. Overall, she's a B, I feel like. Crypto. Next up, we have Crypto. Look at the skin on it. He's looking fabulous. Crypto is a tricky one. Crypto's going to bounce around for all 3 different modes. Crypto for pubs, DC. You're not really going to use his abilities at all. Unless you survive off the bat and you, get 1 EMP for the whole game, and that's it. Pubs, he's a D tier. He's whatever. For ranked, I put him all the way up in A tier. His ability to recover teammates' banners is even more useful on this map because there's so much open space that sometimes it can be really hard to get back to your teammate's banner. And Crypto just does that with his drone. He just flies it there, risk-free. Flies his drone, picks it up. Can do the same for reses. So for ranked, A tier. Pubs, D tier. Plus the EMPs. It's pretty useful, pretty handy. But the utility with the drone is massive. But then comp, that massive increase in effectiveness with his resurrections is not going to be there anywhere near as much in comp. Because the likelihood of you getting a res off in comp and the guy not dying, or even just getting a res off to begin with, is going to be real tough. Ranked A, pubs D, comp B or A. I'm leaning towards B because without the res, his strengths then lie in his ability to scout, his ability to scan without having to physically be on it. I think I'll just leave him in B for comp, and overall B as well. Next up, we have Revenant. He hasn't been changed. Combos really effectively with Ashe ult. Overall, not in the best spot, which I'm pretty happy for because I hate playing against Revenants. His Q's a pain in the ass. His ultimate's a pain in the ass. And then he just swears at you the whole time. He's kind of like me. Pubs, C. Ranked, CB. Comp, C. I'm chucking him in C. Fuck Rev. I hope he doesn't come back into the meta. All right, next up we have Loba. Pretty damn useful. Ult, super useful. Q, massive amount of mobility. She can give your team a massive boost off drop if you drop somewhere that's contested because she gets her ult so fast because she starts at 50% ult charge. And it charges pretty quick. Look at it go. 1, 2, 3. So 50 seconds after drop, you've got your ult. Massive, absolutely massive for contesting teams. Pubs, B or A? She's A. Yeah, she's a comfy A for pubs. She's a comfortable A for ranked. Comp, I think a lot of people would put her down here for comp. I disagree. She has a lot of usability and utility. Is she going to be picked over another legend? Like most of the time, no. But she's still a comfortable B for comp. So I'm just going to chuck her in A because she's A for pubs, A for ranked. Very useful overall. Now we have a Rampart. Haven't played her at all since the new season. So I guess we're going to think about and discuss how she fits into the new meta because she's received no change. A lot of these legends have received no changes. Like I've said a million times during this video, yes, there's a lot more open space. So any legend that protects or can prevent incoming damage in open space, their power has naturally gone up. Rampart can do that to some degree. Are you going to pick her over another character? Probably not. Sheila's range isn't great. There's a lot of long range stuff on the new map. Another reason why she's not that great. She's just not that great. I think she excels more on smaller maps. Her passive with the LMGs is just, it's whatever. C for pubs, C for rank, D for comp. I'm just going to give her a C. She's not as bad as Mirage, but she just doesn't have like a great spot in the new map. But yeah, overall, Rampart, look at the accuracy on Rampart Zolt from range. It's not that great. Actually, it's better than I thought, but it's still not that great. I'm leaving her in C. Next up, we have Horizon, the MILF scientist. She has more of a place in the meta on this map than she did on World's Edge in her state as it was. Partly because of Octane nerf, partly because there's a lot of verticality on the new map, partly because the new map has those giant booster cannons. When she lands, doesn't receive like the fall stun. So you can hit one of those huge boosters, land, and just keep going off into Narnia. Horizon, super strong position. She's great. Let's give her a spot. It's so close between A and S. Honestly, it's so close. A or S tier for ranked and pubs. For comp, I'd probably give her B tier. Just because in comp, if you're going to have a Horizon in your team, she's often going to be competing for the Wraith spot or the Octane spot. She's meant to help your team get places or get out of places. But she can only go up and down. So overall, she's an A tier, I would say. But if you're running pubs ranked, which is the 99.9% of the people watching, pick Horizon. She's great. All right, next up we have a Fusey boy. Daddy, as my chat likes to call him. I haven't played Fuse since the new season at all. I love Fuse, but Fuse's power has not increased. There's nothing about the new map that makes him more powerful. In fact, because there's a lot of long range fighting, but Fuse's Q goes for miles. Like, look at this thing. It goes pretty straight. It's not hard to like push people out of cover and stuff with it. He's actually is making me want to play Fuse and test him out on the new map. I think he could actually be pretty damn reasonably strong. But like, look, you can shoot this thing forever. It goes super fast, like really quick. People don't have time to get out of the road. And because teams will very often have to take suboptimal positions in comp and ranked even, because a lot of the rings will finish with very few areas of cover. So you might have to play around something like this size or whatever, you know, like a rock this size or just some If you got a Fuse just constantly chucking Fuse on, it's going to be so goddamn annoying. And Fuse can do that. And the damage is not a joke. His Q just keeps coming back up. You can shoot him forever. His ultimate, still a bit finicky to use indoors. It's a pain in the ass indoors. So I think they nerfed the magnetism. Not 100% sure though. And I'm not sure about this either, but with his ultimate, the arc that it takes doesn't seem to be as vertical as it was before. It used to be exceptionally vertical. Like, you would be guaranteed to hit the roof immediately. Overall, Fusey boy, I haven't played him on the new map. Huge harassment potential. He's a pain in the ass if you keep getting knuckle dusted. You take a heap of damage and you get Fuse ulted, you're kind of stuck there. If you got to run through his fire, you're going to take like 40 immediate damage and then you're going to tick for 9 for like 5 ticks or whatever it is. Rank, pubs, B tier, comp, not going to really take him, I don't think. C tier, comp. I'm going to give him a B overall right now, but I would say Fuse is kind of pending. Ranked A tier, pubs B tier, comp C tier. He's going in B. All right, next up we have Valkyrie. You guys already know where she's going to go. Very useful. Map's huge. Fast rotates. The scan in the air so you can spot people if you're looking for fight, which can actually be a bit of an issue on the new map. You may be short on KP because if you land far, you can spend a lot of time looking for people. You may not find people. If you got a Valk, you go up in the air. You can find people quick. You fly around. You have fun. It's fucking great. Her Q, good for pushing people out of cover. It stuns them a little bit. Pretty damn handy. She's pretty good. I think you know where she's going. Pubs, A tier, whatever. Rotations, who cares? It's pubs. If you're looking for kills in pubs and you wipe your starting area, say you're on like 7-8 kills, you wiped your starting area, there's 12 squads left, there's a heap of people, but you don't know where the hell they are, your Valk, you just ult and find them, right? Or if you don't find them, you make a massive amount of progress towards finding the next people. So, pubs, A tier, ranked, S tier, comp, S or A. Also, something to keep in mind too is the new map, there's only one balloon on the whole fucking thing. So that has further increased Valkyrie's power. The big booster cannon thing things, they offer some rotation potential. But overall, Valk, absolute juicer. We're putting her in S. Comp S, rank S, pubs A, boom. And she can fly, and she'll talk to you like a dom. Seer. Seer's a bit of a weird one. I want to discuss something with Seer, and that is the interrupt potential on his Q, right? Now, the reason why this is potentially so effective on the new map is a lot of people are running Gibby. Like, what's another team going to do when you knock one of their players and they got a Gibby? Well, they're going to bubble him, and they're going to res him. If there's a lot of distance in between you and that knock, it's hard to get there. Like, it's going to take time, and they're going to be res by the time you get there. But, hey, you've got a Seer on your team. Guess what? He can interrupt it. He can interrupt that res, like, what, 100 meters out from the bubble? I don't know what that range is, but, like, pretty damn far. Like, 70, 80 meters from the bubble. You prevent that res as you come in. That's huge. It's not a joke. Like, it's actually massive. Because of the prevalence of Gibby, the massive amount of space, the average distance from which you knock someone in an open space fight will have increased on this map relative to World's Edge. And that's where Seer's Q power comes in. Plus, if you're running Seer Ash, what do? You knock someone. They got a Gib. He bubbles. He starts the res. You're running. You're coming in. You prevent the res. Your Ash uses her ultimate. She ults you in. You've prevented the res. The res has been cancelled. You teleport in. You're in. It's 3v2 and you've come up, dude. Seer's not as bad as you guys think. As bad as a lot of people would have thought. Pubs D tier. Ranked B tier because of that disable potential, because of that interrupt potential. Comp, I just can't see anyone picking him. Does that make him D tier? No, that does not make him D tier. Yeah, he's D tier for comp. You're not going to play him in comp. Pubs, comp, D tier. Ranked, B tier. Overall, C. He's a C boy. But seriously, like what I was saying with him in ranked, no joke. The reason why this is going to be less effective in comp is because your ability or likelihood that you're going to push a faraway team on the back of a knock in comp is much lower, much less likely. And last legend, the new legend, Ash. Super aggressive kit. I've done the Ash guide on Ash. I've thoroughly explained Ash, what she's good at, what she's bad at, where her potential is. Overall, robot lady, Parthy's waifu or potential future waifu. Not great, not bad. She's very middling. She's very much of a go in, put all your chips in, all in character, you know? She has an escape, but the escape is the ultimate, so it's on a long cooldown. And guess what? Anyone who's chasing you can immediately take your escape the second after you put it down, and they're right on your arm. Yes, it's an escape in some scenarios. Is it a good escape? Not really. It's just super aggressive though. She's all about just pushing, getting in there, snaring people, getting them stuck, and just sending it. Does that make her bad? No. Does that make her really good? No. If it was reversed and her Q was like a short cooldown escape and her ultimate was like some kind of like huge snare type thing on a long cooldown, she'd probably be a bit higher. Overall, B in pubs, A in ranked, B in comp. That's what I'm thinking. B in both pubs and comp, and A in ranked. So she's overall, she's a B. She's B tier. Overall, she's B tier.